welcome to Poul's Kitchen. It's Chef Poul with me, Chef Wilkes.
Hi.
So today we're going to do a quicker video, and this is basically going to be a video on servings, if anything else. Some diabetics who are new, less experienced, grow up in my era, you're used to having things really big portions. You can't do that. You really can't. So I'm going to make a basic fried rice meal. So I'm going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to heat this up here. And that's all we're going to do. And we're going to be cooking up some honey garlic. And what we're going to be doing is a kind of a Chinese rice stir fry. So we're going to grab an onion. We're going to make this easy. I got a nice thing of cauliflower, so we're going to put that in there. If you grew up in my era, you're kind of expected to have really super large meals. And if you're somebody that lives with your parents and they're used to having super large meals, you can't do that. It's not good for you. Your body has way too much to process, and if you're diabetic or you have high blood pressure, you have any health issues, that's going to really come back and bite you later, because honestly, it's too much.
Another thing, go ahead.
You don't need it. Your body will take forever to process it, and then your sugars will go way off kilter when you're not even trying to do that. Lower your consumption down, guys. You really got to lower your consumption down.
Another thing to mention is if you have high cholesterol, like I do, it's way better to eat smaller portions.
Absolutely. It may take you a little bit of time, but you got to get your body used to and adjusted to not having super large portions, just eating smaller meals.
And as tempting as it is to go and get seconds, don't do that, because I'm learning the hard way that it's better just to have just one solid meal and that's it.
Like Alex come over here and eat with us, and he wants seconds when we're basically cooking meals for the week, because I can't be with Amy all the time, and then if I'm not, then she doesn't have us meals for the rest of the week, or I don't, because I'm too tired to cook every day, because I work 11-hour shifts, so it's not easy sometimes.
Sometimes it doesn't register for me after one serving that I'm full, and I'm not sure why that is, because I didn't have that problem when I was younger. But I got to get used to just having one serving and be full off that.
And that's basically the reason why it does that, Alex, is because your body doesn't instantaneously process your food. It takes time that your stomach does that.
Yeah.
And because it takes time, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to. It's totally not going to be the easiest thing in the world for your body to start to digest properly. And so you eat a normal portion, you give it about an hour, and all of a sudden you're full. You know. Meanwhile, like a half an hour ago, when you just finished eating, you weren't. It's like, oh man, I'm still hungry. And, you don't know why you're still hungry, but you are.
Yeah, just wait an hour and you'll feel full.
Yeah, you absolutely will. And a lot of people just don't understand that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cook these sausages all the way through.
If you eat supper and you still feel full afterwards, after an hour, have something healthy like an apple or a banana.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're just going to make a quick little sauce here. I'm going to put in a little apple cider vinegar. And I'm gonna take it easy on making things with sauce today. We don't need to, it's not necessary. I'm going to take some barbecue sauce that I really, really like. apple cider vinegar to whatever you're going to mix. It's really good. It will help your cholesterol, it will help your sugars. Another thing, and this is something Alex learned again today, because he actually didn't know this, because I told him. It's something that I definitely did tell him, and that is chickpeas. Like, you can get a can of chickpeas. You don't have to get a full bag of them. Just get a little bit. Just get a can of them. Open them up.
Make sure you drain them and rinse them first.
You don't have to rinse them. Just drain them. If you get the bag of chickpeas and you have to drain them, then you rinse them in water and then you let them soak for like a couple hours. Usually a day is what I do. But just get a can and start adding them in with your meals. You're making spaghetti, you're making something that you can just shove them in. Just going to put a little bit of mustard in here. And chickpeas will instantly, it'll really help you out.
I think they're pretty high in fiber, aren't they?
They can be. I do believe so, yes.
And I think they're also high in protein.
Very high in protein, and they're one of those things that it's almost like a miracle food.
They're considered a legume, I think.
Yeah, they are.
And most legumes are high in fiber. Which is really good if you need to add more fiber in your diet.
India uses a lot of Indians, a lot of Arabs will use it regularly in their food, and it's something we need to really increase in ours. So we got our onions cut up because this is going to go into it. I would love to have a bag of frozen veggies, and normally that's something I would totally do. We don't have them, so it is what it is. In this recipe, yeah, go ahead. Use some. I'm just looking for something that I can't find. Oh, no, I think I found it. Right here. In this recipe, it's definitely worth having. It's definitely worth having some.
Frozen vegetables.
Frozen vegetables. It will definitely help out. I let it cook a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down a little bit because it makes it a little bit easier to cook. And at the end of the day, they have to be cut down a lot anyways because it's going right into stir fry, right? So this is going for Alex. Is going to bring some of this home.
And make sure to cook those sausages all the way through.
Yeah, they're not cooked right now, so
You don't want to see any pink.
you want them all the way cooked because when the next part's ready, when the rice is done, we're just going to shove the rice in on them. We're going to shove the broccoli or the cauliflower
And the onion.
and the onion. But for all intents and purposes, we're just going to cut these down so they're really small so that when you're getting a bite, you're just getting a little bite. Now when you're cooking rice, whole grain, like if you're eating bread, multi-grain, I'm trying to think, ask your baker for what a good gluten-free substitute might be, because there are lots of them. We don't eat a whole lot of bread for anything here. When we have hamburgers, Amy might have the bun, I don't. I eat it without. I know when I have videos, I know I show you with the bun, but that's usually what Amy eats. That's not what I eat. I choose without the bun. Cutting down on bread is just a good idea.
And the reason for that is because bread turns to carbs, which turns to sugar.
Yeah, it's like Alice and I were having a little discussion about Diet Pop.
Yep.
I kind of feel like Diet Coke is a fraud. It really is.
It's very misleading.
Because it kind of sells it to you as if it's it's sugar free, or it's a good thing for a diabetic, and really it's not. And the reason for that is because it's really not. And here's the thing. Yes, there's no sugar added to it, but I'm going to put a little oil in there, more oil because it's a little low. And the reason for that is it still has carbs. And those carbs are going to turn into sugar.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. You really don't want, because those carbs turning into sugar, for a diabetic, anything that turns into sugar is not our friend. Period. It's just not. We want as less carbs as we can get our hands on. Like, just as simple as that. We do not want the carbs. And I actually forgot one ingredient from my sauce. Soy sauce. I'm just going to put a little in this. I'm out of my sweet soy sauce, so there's a lot on there. And actually went a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Being diabetic doesn't mean that you can't have flavor or anything like that. You definitely can. You can have a lot of flavor. It's just learning what flavors are going to work and how much to have. Like, a lot of people don't really understand that so much because they think that, oh, well, now that I'm diabetic, I can't have anything. Well, that's not true. You still have pop. There's zero pop, right? It's definitely zero. It's got 0 calories. It's got 0 sugar. I mean, how much better could it get, right?
And it's a much better option than Diet Pop.
Absolutely. Because Diet Pop is kind of a fraud because it has carbs.
Which turns to sugar.
Yeah. Alright, so that's done for now. So, I'm going to leave this sit here. Just look at my portions. I didn't use a whole lot of oil. I used extra virgin olive oil. I didn't spice anything on there. I didn't even put pepper on there. Okay? I got the rice cooking here. I got a bag of cauliflower. Cut up 1 onion. I made my sauce. No salt. No sugar. Okay? Now, we're going to make this. I got to wait until my rice is done, because obviously that has to be done before we can use it. But once that's done, we're going to pop this back together, and I promise you, this is going to cook really quick. Very easy. Onions are great for you. They do so much for you. This is nice sausage. I would recommend using a little pork. Chicken's always better. Stay away from like really fatty beef products. Cut the fat off. Keep the fat away. Let's stick with this. All right. I hope this helps you out. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. So our rice is done. Before we go any further, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. One click for you means a lot to us. So the rice is done. Now I've got the painful job of getting this out and into the frying pan, because you can't have stir-fried rice without it. I'm not a big advocate to sit and say that you need to have, you absolutely have to have an egg in here. I don't feel like you do. And I think that's enough rice.
That's mostly like a Chinese and Japanese thing. Mostly Chinese.
That's mostly Chinese. And yeah, definitely something that they do a lot of. And I don't know why per se, because it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really add anything too much to it. A little bit, but not enough to sit and say that.
You're not really getting much more protein with a fried egg.
Yeah, you're not. So, you know what? Just for the sake of cholesterol, let's stay at that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn the heat back on, but I'm only going to turn it to 5 this time, which is medium. My vegetable is going to be cauliflower. Sometimes you get a bag of this pretty cheap rather than having to go out and buying a whole, and buying this fresh, which can be really expensive, especially when it's out of season. I'm in Canada. It's not like we can grow this stuff here in the middle of winter.
Cauliflower is really good for you too.
It is very good for you. Then I'm going to put my onions in. Now remember what I said, guys. Apple cider vinegar in every sauce. Like seriously, it's not that expensive to go buy a thing of it. And even if all you want is barbecue sauce, that's not a problem. No problem, you can do that. Pour a little bit in a bowl, put a little apple cider vinegar. And here's the best thing. If you want to put some chili peppers in, you want to add some heat to it, go for it. Like you can. It's just, it adds flavor. Apple cider vinegar is not, if you just take it in a cup and drink it raw, yeah, it's going to be pretty harsh. We don't need to be doing that.
I think it's what, $2 or $3?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. It's not expensive at all.
It's not in the least expensive. It really isn't. So I'm going to leave this simmer on here for a little bit. It's not a big deal, right? We're going to do that. Sauce comes last. Now, rice, I would always recommend long grain. We have white. That's what Amy got for us this week. I would prefer multi-grain myself, but white rice isn't going to kill you. Also, our roommate, she's Indian, and a lot of her dishes that she prefers long grain white. And it does taste good. But if you're diabetic, if you suffer from bad cholesterol, you're suffering from those things, try to go multigrain. Multigrain in everything. If you have to have bread for sandwiches, toast in the morning, or whatever, you want multigrain bread. Try not to add salt. And if you do, go low salt or no salt. There are products out there for that. Not a problem.
Try as best as you can to stay away from white bread and white rice. Although we are using white rice, it's not, like you said, it's not going to kill us.
It's what we have.
Yeah.
If you're going to make this tonight, maybe you don't have sausages. Maybe you have chicken. That's fine. Chicken's good.
Yeah.
But if you're going to use steak, and that's fine too. Steak tastes great. Cut the fat off. Sometimes you're going to talk to like a natural professional chef, and they're going to tell you that fat equals flavor. And you know what? They're absolutely right. Fat is absolute flavor.
But you want to make sure you're using the right kind of fat.
Yeah, and you don't need your dish to be amazingly flavorful all the time. You want to have good moderation, but if you eat a lot of fat, you're going to have a lot of problems later. It's not all about trying to kill your gut, though that's a really nice benefit. But you have to be healthy. I'll tell you a story, and I'll say it because my old man's too weak and he ain't here to defend himself. But this, I swear to God, is honestly true. When he was younger and he was a traveling salesman, he'd go to restaurants like Ketty's, which no longer exist. He'd go to the cheapest, rankest restaurants, and he'd get the freaking greasiest burgers, greasiest steak you can get your hands on. Nothing but grease. And people wonder why I hate hamburgers and why I hate steak. I love them now, but I hated them then. Why? Because they were just so fatty, so greasy, they were disgusting. Dad had a quad-pass heart attack. Like, a pretty massive heart attack. Quad-pass heart surgery, it was bad. And he got it because of that. You can have steak and have it taste really good and yet not be so unhealthy. You can make anything you want. You can go out and get extra lean beef and make a really good burger. And it tastes good. Alex, have you not had one of mine?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, you're not giving up anything. But that fat is too much. And you really have to watch that. And
I-
if you don't, you'll pay the price for it.
I made burgers just a couple days ago with lean ground beef, and it was really good too.
Yeah, like you don't like, and then like ketchup. Yeah, ketchup tastes good on everything, and you know why?
Sugar
There's a lot of sugar in ketchup
and salt.
and salt. You gotta watch. Like if you're going grocery shopping, go out and read the labels. Actually, take a second and read labels. I tell this to Amy all the time, and you know what? And I'll be honest with you. There's some times that I fail on that. Absolutely fail. And you know why I fail? Because I can't do it all the time. I just don't, and I should. And I'm sure Alice is going to tell you he's done it before too. And I
Yeah.
know I bought things that, you know what, I turn around and I wouldn't even eat it because it was just shit.
Yep.
I'm going to pour the sauce in now. Now, if you want to make your rice the night before, which makes it even better, you got leftover rice and you want to use, great. This does not take that long to make. The only break we took was probably a 10-minute break waiting for the rice to finish.
Not a lot of prep time and not a lot of cook time either.
No, not at all. The longest thing that took was the rice. Because doing it in a rice cooker is not exactly the quickest of all things. Yes, you get minute rice. Do not buy it. It's garbage. Even multigrain, I still go against it. Get a rice cooker. Get multigrain rice, long grain.
Or wild rice.
Well, rice, yeah. You'll totally get a different experience. Alex, how does this look?
Looks really good.
Got to make sure you're stirring in the sauce to everything, because honestly, just getting plain is not going to go well.
No.
Now, Jess, I want to hear from you. If you watch my video, like you said you do, you're going to have an opinion of this, and you're going to tell me exactly what you think. And if you don't, I'll be upset. Now we're going to do a portion. This is what a meal should look like. How's that?
Yeah, that looks like a normal portion.
That's a normal portion. That's it, guys. Like seriously, I'm going to turn the heat off because we're done with that. I'm going to get a couple Tupperware, one for Alex to bring home. One for my wife when Amy gets home. So she won't eat it tonight, but she will eat it tomorrow. This is it. That's as simple as it gets. It didn't take long. It was easy. It was quick. That's it. So I hope you liked it. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Please don't overeat. Let's stop the overeating, guys. Let's choose better ingredients. Let's make cooking great again.